Okay, everybody, right, in philosophy today, we are going to focus on two things. We're going to give reasons for our ideas, practice doing that, and we're also going to today start seeing if we can look beyond the answer and start thinking about the emotion as well. This is something we're just going to try today, but this is what we're going to really focus on, giving reasons. I'm just going to move these out of the way so we can look at the book. Right, today we're going to read the book, Not Now, Bernard. So thinking, as I'm reading it, what sort of things would you like to find out? What would you like to discuss afterwards? Really look at the pictures too, because these are very good pictures. Hello, Dad, said Bernard. Not now, Bernard, said his father. You can see what he's done. Hello, Mum, said Bernard. Not now, Bernard, said his mother. There's a monster in the garden and it's going to eat me, said Bernard. Not now, Bernard, said his mother. Bernard went into the garden. Hello, monster, he said to the monster. The monster ate Bernard up, every bit. Then the monster went indoors. Roar! Went the monster behind Bernard's mother. Not now, Bernard, said Bernard's mother. And you can see he's looking a little bit confused why he's being ignored. The monster bit Bernard's father. Not now, Bernard, said Bernard's father. Your dinner's ready, said Bernard's mother. She put the dinner in front of the television. So you can see here, because there's only one plate on one dinner table tray, he's probably going to be eating by himself. The monster ate the dinner. Then it watched the television. Then it read one of Bernard's comics and broke one of his toys. Go to bed, I've taken up your milk, called Bernard's mother. The monster went upstairs. In your heads, have a little think about how you think the monster, Bernard, is feeling at the moment. His head's down low, because we can't see it as he's walking up the stairs. So we're thinking about that emotion as well. But I'm a monster, said the monster. Not now, Bernard, said Bernard's mother. Yes.
The mum thinks the monster is him dressing up.
Do you think? We can discuss that and find out, can't we? So that's the end of the book. In your groups, have a think about maybe something about the mum, the dad, Bernard, how they're feeling. What sort of questions would you like to find out? I think today, looking at the number of you, we'll get in groups of 5. Remember, by the time I get to 0, you need to be in your own little circles, not talking. Off you go. 10, 9, 8. Well done, boys. 7, 6. Harry, can you join them? 5. Come and sit over here, Harry's group. 4, 3, 2, 1. 0. Well done, everybody. Absolutely fantastic. Okay, start talking with your group. You've got about 2 minutes to come up with your group question. Off you go. What would you like to find out about the story?
What question would you like to ask about the story?
Why did Mum and Dad keep saying not now, Bernard?
That's a good question, well done. So why did Mum and Dad say not now, Bernard?
What would you like to find out?
Why did the monster eat Bernard?
Okay.
Not now, Bernard's Holly.
So you're similar to Holly. Okay, so what question are you going to, do you want to say as a whole group? Because remember, you can, if you want to, use Holly's, but add a little bit of Harry's in, and you can mix it a little bit up, can't you?
We could all say it together.
So yours was about why does she keep saying not now? And Harry, what was yours?
Why did the monster? What did the monster feel like? What did the monster feel like when he ate the little boy?
Is kind of related, isn't it? You were wondering why nobody has noticed that Bernard was dressed up, and you wondered why he was dressed up.
So what one are you going to come up with? What's going to be your group question? Because remember, I only want one from you.
I like Frankie's where he
What was yours, Frankie?
said how did the monster get in the garden? Yeah.
See if you can try and put a bit of emotion in that as well, because remember we're thinking about emotion, so feelings and...
How did he feel when? How did he feel when he was watching telly?
Oh, I know that one. Why? How did he feel when he went up when he was in bed and he said, "I'm a monster."
Okay. Well, you need to decide it as a group. I can't choose your...
I like Frankie's first one.
Okay, well, but what does Jamie and Anders think though? Remember, it's a group thing.
So you've all had really good questions, but we need to choose one for our group questions. So,
Both of us?
both. So you want to combine the questions.
Yeah.
So it would be why did...
Chris Parks, have you got your questions? Yeah.
We're making the big one.
Well done, because everyone seems to have their group questions. Right. Got my lovely glamorous assistant Debbie's going to write our questions for us today, which is great. Okay, Dylan, could you share your group question for us, please?
Why did Mum and Dad keep saying not now, Bernard?
Okay, why did the mum and dad keep saying not now, Bernard?
How did the monster get into Bernard's garden?
How did the...
Monster get into Bernard's garden?
Let's just give Debbie a sec. How did the monster get into Bernard's garden? Holly, do you want to say it?
How did the monster feel when he got called all the time? Not now, Bernard.
So how did the monster feel when he kept hearing not now, Bernard? Thank you. This group, absolutely fantastic.
Why did Bernard's mum ignore Bernard?
Excellent. Okay, so
Sorry, I didn't get that.
why did Bernard's mum keep ignoring him? Or why was Bernard being ignored? Why was Bernard being ignored? Because it wasn't just his mum, was it, Lucy? It was his mum and his dad. They were both ignoring him. They were both busy and they were both ignoring him. And Debbie, who was going to say your question?
I think Henry or Kyle.
Okay, Henry?
Why did the monster dress up and then went in the bed?
Can you remember a bit more about the question?
Why did the monster bite his dad?
Was that your question?
It wasn't quite. It was more about Kyle. Can you remember?
Why did he? How did he went upstairs?
It doesn't matter if you can't quite remember it. Debbie, do you want to
was
say it?
why didn't anyone notice that Bernard was dressed up as a monster?
Ah,
It was your question
okay.
combined, wasn't it?
Okay, very good question. So why didn't... Right, we have got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 excellent questions. I'm going to reread them to you. And then I think today we'll have a blind omnivote. I think we'll do it like that today. Let me read you all the questions first, Archie, though. Why did Mum and Dad keep saying, "Not now, Bernard"? How did the monster get into Bernard's garden? How did the monster feel when he kept hearing, "Not now, Bernard"? Thank you. Why was Bernard being ignored? And why didn't anyone notice that Bernard was dressed up as a monster? Okay, close your eyes. Remember, you can vote as many times as you like. You don't have to vote for your own question if you prefer somebody else's. Right, hands up for why did Mum and Dad keep saying, "Not now, Bernard"? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. How did the monster get into Bernard's garden? Hands up for that one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Next one. How did the monster feel when he kept hearing, "Not now, Bernard"? Why was Bernard being ignored? Why was Bernard being ignored? That's your next question. 12 again. And last one, why didn't anyone notice that Bernard was dressed up as a monster? Okay, if you just open your eyes a moment, because we're going to have a slight revote, because we've got 2 that ended up with the same. So how did the monster feel when he kept hearing, "Not now, Bernard"? And why was Bernard being ignored? Got the same number of votes. So we're just going to revote on those 2 because we need to come up with one question. So you can keep your eyes open now. So if you want to talk about how did the monster feel when he kept hearing, "Not now, Bernard," hands straight up because we've got to do a recount on that one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 again. And what about why was Bernard being ignored? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Oh, hang on, sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yep, that's the one we're going to do. So that's the winning question. Why was Bernard being ignored? Absolutely fantastic. Okay, Noah, Harry, Caprice, Ocean. You can go outside with Miss Potts to do your little mini philosophy. We'll call you back in for the final thought. Thank you. And the rest of you, there's only a few of us, so let's get in a nice small little circle. Okay, so why was Bernard being ignored? Dylan?
Because the mum and dad didn't have time to play with him or do stuff with him because they was doing stuff.
So they were busy doing what?
Putting floors, like washing their hands, and reading the newspaper.
Was that doing adult things or?
Middle.
Okay, all right. Jude, what would you like to add into that?
Because maybe Bernard's mum and dad could be blind.
What makes you say that?
Because when he went upstairs, when the monster went upstairs, they looked at the monster, just didn't realise it.
But was there really a monster there? Or was it Bernard as a monster? Just acting like a monster, sorry, should I say?
Yeah.
So do you still think your first statement is, do you think they were blind right or not right? Or have you changed your mind? Or what do you think?
I don't know.
That's okay, because philosophy is all about thinking and having time to think. So have a bit of think, then we'll come back to you. Holly?
I disagree with Jude because if Jude Yeah, but it was. Oh, I forgot what I was going to say.
Why? So Jude said that he thinks the mum and dad might have been blind, yes? So you disagree with that because?
Because they might not be blind, they might just think they were just dressed up as a monster. And but Bernard was actually eaten by a monster, because how could the monster be on top of the mountain and then Bernard be down off the mountain?
So do you think he was really eaten by a monster? Or do you think he was just acting like a monster because his mum and dad were ignoring him? So to get attention.
Acting like a monster.
Okay, okay. Liam?
They didn't know it was Bernard.
Why do you say that? Why do you not think they knew it was Bernard? It's okay, take your time. Philosophy is all about thinking and thinking things in our head before we say them and making sure it's clear in our heads before we speak it. Do you want us to come back to you in a moment? Yeah, Archie, what would you want to add to that?
Why did the mum and the dad keep on ignoring Bernard?
Well, why do mums, dads, adults sometimes ignore us? Sometimes ignore you?
Because they're busy
Busy doing what though?
tidying up. Like viewers, because they might be tidying up because people might be coming round.
Okay, but just because you're busy, does that mean you should ignore people?
No.
Jamie, do you want
They did get eaten up, so then would actually feel sad for him.
Okay. Okay, Jamie, what do you want to say to that, Jamie?
I don't have anything to say.
Oh, I thought you were going to say something then. Sorry. Okay. Abigail, you say sorry.
Why did Bernard get eaten by the monster?
Abigail, can we think about why sometimes adults ignore? Because that's what we're talking about at the moment. Does your mum and dad ever ignore you, Abigail?
Yeah.
Why? Why do they sometimes ignore you?
Because they think that they are busy, but they're not. They are blind. And I keep on thinking that they are blind.
How does it make you feel, Abigail, when they ignore you?
Sad. And confused.
Sad and confused. Okay, they're good emotions there, because remember, we're thinking about getting our emotions into this. Farhan?
Because they know Bernard's voice.
What do you mean they know Bernard's voice? Who knows Bernard's voice?
The mum and dad.
Okay, so they knew it was Bernard that was talking to them, but they were still ignoring him, Farhan.
Yeah, and they think it was not. It was a Bernard, not a monster.
Okay, thank you for that. Ben?
They might be scared of the monster.
Who might be scared of the monster?
The mum and the dad. Why? Because
Ben, do you really think there was a monster?
no.
Okay, so why do you think then that Bernard was acting like a monster?
He was acting like one.
Why though? Why would he?
They're trying to make his parents jump.
Sorry?
He's trying to make his parents jump and scared.
Why? Why would he do that?
Because he's been naughty.
Oh, okay. Dylan?
The reason Mum and Dad didn't care about the monster because I think because the Mum and Dad don't believe monsters are real.
But do you think there really was a monster there? You do? You think, or do you think it was Bernard acting like a monster?
Bernard acting like a monster.
Okay, so let's try now, as we're having our discussion, let's try not say the monster anymore. Let's try and use that word Bernard. But why do you think, I mean, we've got Ben's idea. I'm going to take it a little bit further now. Why was Bernard acting like a monster? I mean, we know his parents were ignoring him because you said they were busy and that's fine. But then Bernard started acting like a monster and he broke his toy. He didn't want to go to bed. Why was he doing that, Archie?
Because he was losing his temper.
Oh, good. Okay, what do you mean he was losing his temper? Why was he losing his temper?
Because they didn't like, they'll keep on ignoring him.
So do you think he was losing his temper and acting naughty because he wanted their attention?
Yeah, and now in the garden he might have just, he had his wood suit in his pocket and he put it in there and he changed into it and he had to get all the garbage bin and put it on there.
Okay, good answer. Can I ask you something? Is it okay to be naughty and play up if you're being ignored?
No.
You sure? Yeah. Ah, okay. Liam, is it okay to be naughty? If say I'm ignoring you because I'm busy doing something, Liam.
No.
Why not?
Because they won't.
It's okay. If Miss Saka was busy, if Miss Saka was busy and she was ignoring you, is it okay for you to be naughty?
No.
What do you have to do? If I'm ignoring you, you want to talk to me, Liam, but I'm ignoring you. I'm not listening to you. What should you do? I'm not listening. What should you do? What would be a good thing to do rather than start, I don't know, throwing pencils around the room and doing the wrong thing?
Play with them.
Sorry?
Play with them.
Play with who? Hang on a second.
Whoever's ignoring you.
Should you maybe tap me and ask me if you want to talk to me, or wait until I finished my job?
Wait until you finish your job.
Ah, okay, thank you. Dylan, you're desperate to say something. Go on, Dylan, and then Holly's desperate to say something.
But when somebody's mucking about, you go and get like somebody older and go and stop them and calm them down.
What do you mean? Can you give me an example of that? Or give us an example, sorry.
Like, don't make them stop it and like tell them off and something and calm them down.
Okay, all right then. Okay, Holly, what were you going to say?
If maybe the child wanted to if the child wanted them to hear them, maybe he was ignoring them and trying to make them angry with him.
Oh, okay, so you sort of turned it around a little bit. Okay, Jude?
They probably ignored Bernard because they were doing something important.
So, okay, what should Bernard have done then?
Because he should have left them alone because they just might have been doing something important like
So should Bernard have waited until they had finished doing their important job before he started to speak to them, do you think? Okay. Okay. Can anybody give me an example of why adults sometimes, because adults don't always just ignore children, sometimes we can't speak to each other, or sometimes you with your friends, your friend wants to talk to you, but you're busy doing something, so you're ignoring them. When is that okay? Or is it okay to ignore people? Or, you know, let's get... Frankie, have you got anything? Is it okay to ignore people if you're busy? Or should you still say to them, I'll talk to you in a minute? Or should you just not say anything to them, completely ignore people?
sometimes if they just want you to like give tell someone off. Sometimes you just tell them to wait a bit.
So you should talk to them and say, although you're busy, you should say to them, in a minute, and then you shouldn't just completely ignore them. Why not?
Because sometimes if you do, they might tell a teacher.
Do you think, can we use that word, do you think it might be a little bit rude? Okay, good. Lucy, it'd be nice to hear your opinion as well. What do you think? Or how does it make you feel if somebody ignores you, Lucy?
Sad.
Why does it make you feel sad?
I forgot.
Do you think, is it nice when people ignore you?
No.
Do you think, even if they're really busy doing a really important thing, it's okay for them to ignore you? Or do you think they should do what, like Frankie said, just say, wait a minute?
Yeah. Wait a minute.
So do you agree with what Frankie said? Okay, excellent. All right, let's finish off with Archie.
Bernard might feel sad.
Why?
Because he's being mean to his mum and dad and he might get grounded.
What do you mean he's being mean to his mum and dad? What's he doing that's mean?
He was mucking about.
Okay, and you think that might have upset his parents?
And scared them and thought he's died.
Okay, thank you. Right, Frankie, could you do me a favour, please? Can you go and say to Miss Potts if she could bring in her group? As you're saying your final thought, remember you don't have to share your final thought in the middle area, sorry. You don't have to share your final thought, but it'd be really nice if you do. Have a little think about this. Let me leave you with the final thought. Whose fault is it that Bernard was playing up? Think it in your head. If you want to answer that question as Philosophy Bear comes round, that's fine. If not, if you want to say your own final thought, that's fine too. Whose fault is it that Bernard was misbehaving? We'll just wait for their group to come in. Remember, if you want to say your final thought, you can, that's fine if you don't. But it'd be really nice if you do.
So, during our first philosophy lessons, we noticed that Noah was having trouble following the group discussions when there was quite a lot of people from across the room talking. So we decided to take out just a small group of them and so that they could each hold his radio age mic while they speak and sign, and just to do it quite visually with the pictures and everything. And that's really helped him. He's really been able to contribute to the lessons, and yeah, it seems to be working quite well. So today we're gonna focus on illustrating our thoughts and questions. Yeah? So that means we've each drawn a picture of the book and the story, what we thought about it, and what questions we had, yeah? So I want each of you to tell me, what did you draw and why? Is that the monster? Yeah? Yeah. And did you draw Bernard as well? Yeah. Okay, so you drew the monster and Bernard. They were the main characters from the story, weren't they?
I drew the monster eating Bernard.
Very good. So Harry drew the monster eating Bernard.
I drew Mum and Dad because there was a listening to Bernard.
Very good. Okay. So Caprice drew Bernard's mum and dad because they were not listening to Bernard. Very good. Thank you, Caprice. Now, what did you draw? Did you draw Noah? Did you draw the monster? Can you tell me? Tell me about it. Monster. And Bernard.
Eating.
The monster was eating Bernard. Very good. And did you draw his mum and dad? No? Well done. Thank you, Noah. That's fantastic. Okay. So you've all done some really beautiful drawings and pictures to illustrate your thoughts and your questions about the book. So well done, class. That's fantastic.
Harry, do you want to come and sit next to Lucy, please? And Caprice, could you squeeze in that little gap as well? Could you just move around a little bit? Ocean, could you come and squeeze in here for me, please? That's it, because it'll be nice to hear what you guys have done so you can share your final thoughts. Right, let's start off with Kyle. So the bear's going to come round from Kyle.
Why does anyone ignore him?
Okay, yep, you can share a final question once you're done. Pass the bear on, please. Sorry, can I just stop you there? Harry, I want it back to Harry, please, because I want to know what you guys said outside. Just say one thing that you said outside about the story, because we haven't heard your thoughts at all. What did you illustrate? Because you did yours as an illustration.
Why did the monster eat
Bernard.
Bernard?
So you thought about it as a question, okay? Caprice, it'll be nice to hear yours as well, because you were out there, so we don't know what you said either.
Didn't say anything.
What did you draw? Because you illustrated your thoughts. Who did you draw in your picture?
Their mum and dad
And what were the mum and dad doing?
wasn't listening to Bernard.
Thank you. Okay. Farhan, would you like to share your final thought with everybody? Cross your legs, please. Go on then.
I know whose fault is it.
Who do you think?
Their mum and dad,
Why?
because they keep ignoring them because they don't know. They don't believe monsters are real.
Okay. Thank you, Farhan. Henry, lovely to share your final thought or question.
Why did Bernard not to trust the mom always at Bernard?
Okay, thank you, Henry.
I think that both people were to blame. I think that Mum and Dad were wrong because they didn't explain to Bernard why they weren't listening. But I think Bernard was also wrong because he did the wrong thing. He shouldn't have been naughty. That's what I think.
Abigail?
I think Bernard should be very good because I don't know how he could become a monster.
Okay, thank you, Abigail. Jamie?
And how did Bernard be very naughty?
Okay.
And he lied.
Okay, thank you, Abigail. Ending with a statement and a question. Frankie?
I think Bernard's mum and dad were just annoying, just not listening to him, and they wasn't even doing something because I saw his dad, Bernard's dad, was like reading a newspaper, and that isn't working.
Okay, Frankie.
Just wanted to annoy him, not listen to him.
Okay, oh, that's a very good point. Thank you, Frankie, for sharing that final thought. Archie?
Why did the monster and Bernard inside his suit? Yeah, he must be feel sad. Yeah, he must have missed his own body. He didn't want to come out the suit, and he liked to be a monster, and he missed his mum and dad, and he lost the suit in where he took it off.
Thank you, Archie. Anders, be nice to hear your final thought.
I don't think Bernard should have dressed up in a monster because it could have made the mum and dad really angry.
Thank you, Anders. Noah. Oh, no, go back to Noah. Let's just give Noah a little bit of time. Should we ask if the monster, if Bernard was good, bad? Bad boy. What do you think, Noah? No? It's okay, no, you don't have to share your final thought if you don't want to. It's absolutely fine, sweetie. Liam? Remember, you don't have to if you don't want to. That's part of philosophy. If you want to keep it in your head, that's absolutely fine. Okay, let's pass philosophy bear on to Mrs. Watson. Or do you want to say something? Yeah, you don't have to, Liam.
Liam was saying to me earlier that maybe the parents should have listened to Bernard, and that would have made him quite sad. Is that right, Liam? Yeah.
Yep, thank you, Mrs. Watson and Liam together. Ben?
Why did the monster bite his dad?
Okay. That's fine. You can end with a question. That's absolutely fine. It doesn't have to be a statement.
Why did the mum and dad didn't listen to him, and the mum and dad didn't say what Frankie said?
Okay. That's fine, Jamie. Jude? No, that's fine. Holly?
What's that?
Hang on a second.
Why did no, I think the mum and dad, it was the mum's dad's fault because they were ignoring Bernard.
Okay.
Why did the monster eat Bernard?
Why did the monster eat Bernard?
And why did Bernard eat Dad's leg?
Okay. Why did he bite Dad's leg? Ocean, can you share? Because you were outside, so I don't know what you did. But I really want to hear. I'm really interested.
I drew Bernard
Why? And what was Bernard doing?
in the suit.
What, in the monster suit? Okay. Do you think Bernard turned into a monster? Okay, all right, thank you, Ocean. Well done, everybody. That was absolutely fantastic. If we just go back to these, I think you did very well with this one. We give reasons for our ideas because you were answering because and telling me why. And I think we did quite well with this one because you were telling me about some of your emotions and how you were feeling. This is something, Liam, we're going to really work on, sharing our emotions. Well done, Oak Class. That was an absolutely excellent philosophy session, you superstars.